Princess Chrissy here. Okay. So we're going to be looking at day 3 of the Trumpalooza. I refuse to call it a convention. The convention happened on day 1, as far as I'm concerned. Everything else is just the Trumpalooza show. So we're going to look at day 3 of that and see if there's any surprises in store for that. But before we do that, we're going to look at Rubio, Ted Cruz, and someone asked this morning about Miles Taylor, who was the former deputy head of the DHS, or chief of staff of the DHS, who's come out and spoken against Trump and, you know, come out with some of the goings on behind the scenes and stuff like that. So I think we'll get a start on. Now, I fell in love with Angela Dicker's deck, the Woman in the Moon Tarot, and I went to her site, and there was another deck of hers I saw yesterday in the shop called the Wild Tulip Tarot, and I had to go up to the bank next door to that shop this morning. So I went in and I bought that as well. So and I've fallen in love with this as well. If you want to know her email and her site for her shop, which is Starcode, www.starcode.com.au, I think. Go to my community page and it'll be there. So let's have a look at Marco Rubio. Let's have a look at what's going on with him. I'll do a so I'm using the new deck that I bought this morning. It is the Wild Tulip deck, and yes, it's got a very decadent lady. Oops, a topless Sheila on the front. Absolutely love it. She's just like putting it all out there, yay! So let's have a look. And Marco Rubio, what's going on with him? So this deck I've decided I'll be using reversals in. I don't have reversals in all my decks, but as with the other one, she's got keywords on there and stuff to help prompt and stuff. I don't know about other readers, but sometimes it's like, oh, good to have a bit of a prompt or a note or something. No, but anyway, Marco Rubio, Emperor of Tulips. Tulips are, oh, that's the Emperor. The major arcana, leadership, authority, organisation skills. He's highly regarded for those in his party, I guess. I don't. Anyway, the Two of Earth, indecisiveness and debts. The Two of Earth is the Two of Pentacles. He's a few money troubles, it would seem, and he's not quite sure how he's going to solve them. What's his challenge? 10 of Earth. And that is the right side up. Prosperity is an inheritance. So this is a challenge for him. So I guess it's ease. We're going to look at ease. The ease of getting back into office and prospering. I don't know if he inherited the seat from his father like Matt Gaetz did. I don't know much about him. Yeah. But if he has challenges, there'll be money restrictions and disputes. So, because this is the challenge card, we'll look at both sides. The challenge is easing back into his office, and money restrictions and disputes. Possibly election results when he gets it. I can't remember if he's up for re-election. I thought he was up for re-election last time, but in 2018. But I'm sure somebody can let me know about that. What's at the base of the reading for him? 7 of Water, delusion. This is, of course, the 7 of Cups. He's deluded. he's deluded if he thinks everything is going to go smoothly for him. Okay? Past actions leading up to the moment. The Three of Earths, he's getting quite a few reversals here. Resentment and work problems. He's having trouble working with people and possibly resenting people. He's not working well in teams, with his team, I guess. Maybe he's not listening to people he should be listening to. I get the idea that might be there, that he's not listening to the people who are trying to get him back in office. I think he's taking his cue from Trump a bit, maybe. What's at the top of his mind? The Prince of Earths. This is how he's feeling at the present. He's feeling like he's persistent, he's dependable. News of business or travel plans. So maybe he's planning some travel. He's trustworthy. He's a trustworthy member of the Senate, isn't he? He's a senator. So he can be trusted, and he's got business or travel plans. So maybe he's maybe looking at plans for after, if he doesn't get back in office, or after he finishes. I can't remember whether he's up for re-election or not. His immediate future. Tulip world. The world. Material success and spiritual growth. So, but the world is also the end of a cycle. Spiritual growth. He might have that, but the only way he'd be showing that is if he turned his back on Trump. But material success, I think he feels like he's achieved everything he wants with material success in the world. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. What's in his immediate environment? I've got my decks piling up over here. Yeah, all piling up on one side here. I've just fallen in love with this woman's cards. They're great. They're wonderful. Six of Water. Nostalgia, rewards from the past. This is in his environment. He's hoping for the success from the past. He's thinking back to when he was first in office and how much he did. And I think also that it's right next to the Seven of Water and the delusion card. So he's deluding himself about his successes from the past, I think. What do people see? An active young person who values travel. The Prince of Fire. And excitement and new adventures. I know he's not that young, I suppose, compared to a lot of others in Congress, but people see someone who is a prince. I'll just have to... Princesses. So that's a knight. That is the knight, the prince. So basically, so he's the Prince of Earth, so he's a dependable. So this is the prince is a knight. Princesses are pages. So the thing about the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Fire in some other, he represents a superficial charm. So what they're seeing is someone who is superficial. And a bad side of that is my way or the highway. So he's superficially charming until you cross him, and then he's likely to put you on your bike. What are his fears? His hopes and fears. He's hoping to gain more material comfort. but I think he's fearing losing that. And he's also fears being seen as someone who's just a greedy person. Okay. But he wants all this material gain and comfort, but he doesn't want to be seen as a greedy person. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Four of air, Four of Swords, feelings of rejection. Now, this is his outcome. He's going to be feeling rejected. If he is up for re-election, he might not be in a good space. Now, this is, I just thought I'd, one more, 10 of air. Now, air is the swords, and it's upside down. Problems worsen, then improve. And if we're going to look at it the other way, defeat and courage to walk away. So problems worsen for him, and then they improve, possibly because he might need to walk away. So there we go. That's Marco Rubio. Interesting. It's not looking good for old Marco, is it? Again, this is Angela Dicker. Her deck's, she's based here in Perth, and I love the artwork. I love the colours. I love her sense of humour that shines through in this, in both decks. It tickles my funny bones. So yeah. But anyway, as I said, if you want to know more, site for Star Code, which is on my community page along with her email. So she also does pendants and things with Star Codes, what she called Star Code symbols. So it'd be really interesting to see them. The Star Codes, they have an astrological bit of an inspired by a vivid dream that developed over the course of a year. Hand-drawn, painted and collage works on paper, card and canvas. These images are taken from. And, you know, it's just, yeah, they're really cool. I like them very much. So again, that's the cover card for it. Now, let's have a look. Ted Cruz. What's happening with Ted Cruz? Oh, what flipped? What flipped there? King of Air. Ethical, assertive, uncompromising. Informed judgments based on facts. Does that sound like Ted Cruz? Certainly doesn't sound like Trump, that's for sure. So bit of bad shuffling there. I hope if you're in the states that are in the passage of Louisa and Marco, I've got the that you are doing everything you need to prepare or evacuating if you need to. Please stay safe, and if you are in the areas on the west coast affected by fires, wildfires and everything, again, evacuating if you need to, doing everything you can to help yourself and others, and keep yourself safe. Okay, Ted Cruz. Let's have a look at Ted Cruz. 6 of Air on the bottom. Procrastination. Ooh. Now, he won his Senate seat back in 2018, so he's not up for re-election for another 4 years. So what's he procrastinating about? That's interesting. Procrastination. He can't make up his mind. Six of Swords. In for a bit of a rough time, maybe. Tulip Wheel. Okay, this is his starter card. Unexpected problems. A new cycle. But unexpected problems. I wonder, is something going on in his life that he may not be able to stay very... Nine of Water, but it is reversed. So lacking in appreciation. Nine of... He doesn't appreciate what he's been fortunate enough to attain and achieve. He doesn't appreciate how fortunate he is to have all that. And this is a challenge for him. What's at the base? King of Fire. Loyal, confident, honest, generous, inspiring, socialising. A natural leader who enjoys starting new projects and monetary gain. Monetary gain. That's Trump. Unreliable, petty. What's the word? And quick to anger. Now that is Trump. That's Trump. He's upright here, but the monetary gain. He's all about monetary gain. So the upright can apply to him as well. He's confident. He can be inspiring to certain people, I suppose. So there's aspects of the good side to Trump, but he doesn't use them wisely. He is unreliable. He's petty. He's quick to anger. So, yeah. Trump is at the basis of this. His past actions leading up to the Prince of Fire. So the Knight of Wands. Again, superficial. To me, I get like he's only been phoning it in. Like he's not really been doing his job properly. He's just been phoning it in, doing it on the surface only, not really doing it in any depth for the people of his state. So he's been phoning it in for the last couple of years, and it's starting, I think, to get to the people of Texas. Up the top here, Empress of Tulips. I love her. Look at her. She's gorgeous. Look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? Reversed. So domestic issues and infertility. So, you know, this could have something to do with the unexpected problems, personal problems, lacking in appreciation of what he has. Yeah, I do think there's some personal things happening. What's in his immediate future? 8 of Air. Feeling bound, isolating, pessimistic outlook. Things aren't looking good for him. Restrictive movement. Well, that's a given. But pessimistic outlook and isolation. He's going to be feeling pretty much on his own in the very near future. Not with nobody reaching out to help him out of this corner that he's got himself into, or this situation that he's got himself into. What's in his environment at the moment? It's just lots of reversals. Tulip lovers. Look at these. Aren't they great cards? They're wonderful. And it's reversed. Inconsistencies and risky decisions. I do think that there's something really not good going on in his home environment, with his family, possibly with his marriage. Risky decisions, inconsistencies, you know, not appreciating what you have. Trump. I mean, honestly, if I was his wife, the minute he started sucking up to Trump, I'd have left him after what Trump said about me. I would have said, well, stuff you, mate, I'm out of here. But, you know, what other people see? 2 of Air, they see conflicting viewpoints. They see someone who is indecisive, who can't make up his mind. Indecision is one of the things on the base card here, which was the Six of Air, indecision, procrastination, indecision. Again, so indecision's coming up again. See someone who's blinded by someone and who cannot make, blinded by some sort of sick loyalty and cannot make decisions on his own, critical decisions on his own, and he needs to be able to do that. What are his hopes and fears? Well, of course, this is classic reversal. His hope is that he can persevere for future success, that he can keep his office until the next election. But his fears are frustration and unfulfilled goals. So he's maybe fearing that he won't be able to stay in office. Geez, I wonder what's going on. What's his what's his position? Outlook? Tulip Magician. Oh, pulling something out of his hat. Or backside. Potential realised. So it looks like he may be able to get through this thing. Tulip Princess, which is water, intuition, foresight, hidden influences. So he, again, with Tulip pulling things out of the air. So he's going to have some really helpful and happy news, surprising news, which is going to help him pull through whatever this crisis is. So that is Ted Cruz, but he's in for a bit of a rough time. No sympathy there. I think any man who would suck up to someone who is quite insulting about your wife, the woman you've sworn to protect, or whatever their vows said at the moment, at the time, sworn to stand by and everything, and then go sucking up to someone who insults that person. Really. Are they really, just to keep in power, aren't they really worth having in power? Who else would they suck up to? I know a lot of people say, oh yes, you know, they've got things on these people about Russian influence and all that, but some people just do it to just stay in power, whether they've got anything on them or not. So, I'm going to have a look at one more person. This is Miles Taylor. He is the if I'm correct in who I'm thinking about, I'll just double check. Yeah, if you get in trouble, I'll pardon you. He was the chief of staff at the US to Kirstjen Nielsen. And Trump, I watched a video earlier that he came out and said, you know, if you get in trouble for all this stuff with hiding things down at the border and lying about it, I'll pardon you, Trump said. So, you know, he's coming out and saying things, and he's like, so how is his time looking for him in the next few months? How are things looking for him? A lot of people went in thinking, yes, this man could make a difference, and soon they didn't, and he stuck in there for, I don't know how long he was chief of staff there for. Oh, only a few months. He wasn't there the whole time. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, 9 months, roughly 9 months he was there for. got out pretty quick when he realised things weren't going to change. So, what's going on with him? Let's have a look at him. We'll just run the cards over the flame here to cleanse any Rubio and Cruz off it. So, let's have a look at him. Okay, what's going on with Miles Taylor? 3 of Earth, resentment and work problems. Well, yeah, a lot of people who worked with him before, that he's getting people ganging up on him, I think, from what he was saying. Okay, 10 of Air, problems worsen, then they improve. So he's going to be in for still a bit of a tough time, and then things are going to start getting better for him. Ace of Fire, this is good. Well, this is his challenge. His challenge is new enterprises and creative pursuits. So maybe getting work elsewhere for a while, getting people to listen to his ideas. I think a lot of Republicans are just going to say no, and a lot of Democrats are going to say, well, you know, you worked for this guy, so it might be a bit hard for him for a while. It's going to be a challenge. I do get the idea that he's going to get over that challenge, but what's at the base of the reading for him? The King of Fire. Unreliable, petty, quick to anger. This is Trump. Here he is, and he's reversed all the worst things. Oh, Trump is going to try and cause all sorts of problems for him. Whether or not he'll succeed, we'll see. His past actions leading up to the moment. Ace of Air. Insensitivity, misuse of power. I don't think that's him. I think his past actions here are, he's highlighted this insensitivity, this misuse of power. Because he left the position months and months ago, past success and clarity of purpose are not playing in here. He's highlighting, he's telling the truth about the insensitivity and the misuse of power. And that's brought him to where he is today. He's getting threats, he's being abused. What's at temperance? So he's at temperance at the moment. Self-indulgent. He might be feeling a little bit sorry for himself, but I don't think this is temperance. He might be feeling a little bit self-indulgent, a little bit sorry for himself, but he's not letting that get him down. And also, I think maybe he's coming out and talking on such a public platform, because maybe a little bit of petty boots, is it? Petty boots. Indulging in a little bit of nah. You can blame him, you know. And he's decided, for whatever reason, that Trump cannot be where he is, and remain in power. What's in his immediate future? 3 of Air, heartache and unhappiness. So this is along with here with these challenges, because he's come out, he's blowing the whistle on a lot of things. He's going to find it a bit hard. A lot of people are going to close their doors for him. But it's also another thing about the 3 of Air, or the 3 of Swords, as this is reversed. It also means it's time to let go of some of that. Just let go of the hard words and the rejections and all that, and just get on, and you know, that'll pass. It's time to let go of that. And so maybe let go of some people who have, you know, turned on him because of what he's done. Mind you, he's not the only, you know, administration person who's turned on Trump. Look at Scaramucci, you know. What's in his environment, lacking in confidence, miscommunication and gossip. I don't think he lacks in confidence at all. I think it's the miscommunication and gossip. I think Trump, and this is the princess's heir, or the spy in the camp, disappointing news. I think basically all the Trump minions are going, oh, he's bad, he's good, bad at his job, blah, 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 blah. What do people see? 3 of fire. Someone who can have a successful future, people see. And someone who is doing something productive. He's not just sitting back there and saying, oh, woe is me, I made a mistake working for this person. I believed in him and now I'm all shattered. He said, yes, I did believe in him. It shattered me to see what he really was. But I'm not going to, and I might be feeling a little bit sorry for myself, but I'm not going to let that stop me. So somebody who is taking what happened and turning it into something productive, and who could in future have future success. Hopes and fears. He hopes that some future partnerships are going to work out and some of his ventures are going to work out. But of course, he fears that, he can be a bit plagued with self-doubt. I think especially if people say things, it can get under his skin. Even though he's putting up a very strong front, it does get under his skin. So he's got concerns about any future enterprises and ventures and partnerships. What is his outcome? 6 of fire, 6 of wands, misunderstanding, changed outcome. It's not going to be what he expects. He expects one thing, but possibly misread some. So it's going to be different from what he expects, but is it going to be bad? 8 of fire, progress, travel, rash decisions. This is reversed, so he might be making some upset plans. Again, that's a changed outcome, upset plans. We'll do one more, just doesn't feel like it's told the story. King of the Earth. He will ultimately get through all this and be successful at what he decides to do, which is good. I don't wish him any harm. So there you go. That's Miles Taylor, but he's got a bit of a rough ride to get there. He will ultimately, but it's going to be a ways down the road. That was the King of Pentacles. That means it's going to take a while for things to mature and all that, and his plans to work out, and there'll be some changes along the way. Unexpected changes, and so a few battles along the way. Anyway, day 3 of the convention, or the non-convention of Trumpalooza. I am going to use this today. We'll get out the cards. Day 3 of Trumpalooza. What's going on there? Those of you who've watched me for quite a while, you'll know that this is one of my favourite decks. I attached it to Trump, all things Trump, quite early on. Let's have a look at day 3 of Trumpalooza, or as it's laughingly known as the RNC. Agenda's turned upside down. Let's have a look. King of Wands! There he is! There he is! Trumpmeister, current energy on the issue or the situation. Well, of course, he is the issue and he is the situation. And it's all his energy. It's all about him. The heart of the matter. There he is again. It's all about him and material gain, gaining money, you know, trying to appear statesman-like. As you can see, look, this guy is hunched over and he's quite devious looking and he's closer to Trump. But this guy is standing there. He's got the pipe, he's got the pose, he's got everything right. He's looking quite statesman-like and he wants to appear statesman-like. Oh, the challenge to consider. Oh, restrictions. They can only do so much. They can only have so many people. They can only have so many people listening to speeches. They can only do so much. And there was 3 million less viewers on day one of the RNC than there was on day one of the DNC. So he's feeling restricted and he's not being able to, they're not being able to find incoming change. Oh, indecision, not. I know that they had to dump someone from today's list because she retweeted some very nasty racist and anti-Semitic stuff and she got dumped. So having to think on the toes of their feet, you know, and, you know, make quick decisions. They're not able to do that. Likely outcome of the result today, just gaslighting, normal gaslighting and you know, confusion and delusion. So that's what the bridge says about it. So I'll put the cards back in, give them a reshuffle and see if we can get a bit more of the story. So Mike Pence is supposed to be talking tonight. How is Mike Pence going to go? We'll do the same layout, but we'll ask, how is Mike Pence's speech going to go? Eric lined up. I was watching Colbert again, which is where I watch my segments from and of the Odd News Story. Oh, God, he's just so funny when he does his Eric Trump. I don't know how he does that with his top lip, but it just cracks me up. Oh, and there was, I cannot remember the name. Somebody DeMarco or something. Joey DeMarco or something. I'll have to look at it and write his name down. He did this whole speech as Trump denouncing his sister. Oh, it's so funny. It is so funny. I'll have to write the name down or put it on the community page. Mike Pence. Stab. This is how he's feeling. He's really feeling not good about things. Current energy or issue. 2 of Cups. He made this deal. This is all about the deal he made, and he has to hold up to it. That's all. It's all about the deal. And he really hates that he made the deal. The heart of the matter. Page of Cups. He's had some surprise. He's had some news, some emotional news. Could be the fact that maybe Trump tried to get him replaced. It's been confirmed to him. Well, he didn't, but the challenge to consider, change, something coming to an end. That's interesting. This is death. This is the death card, something coming to an end. Now, you notice how much, Trump gets a lot of reversals. This 3 cards in here, and Pence hasn't gotten one yet. We'll see if that continues. Again, incoming change. He's going to get away with something. He's going to sneak off with something. I think he might be putting a few sly digs into his... I think he's been told, do down Biden, and he'll do that. But I think he might put in a few sly, very subtle digs at somebody else. We'll see if that happens, if anybody watches it. Oh! Likely outcome or result. Loss of support. Lack of support. People just aren't interested. People are not interested. Let's do a clarifier on this death card. This is a change. Four of Swords. Ooh. I'd love to say that he's just going to announce during his speech that he is stepping down as a nominee for the vice presidency and get in a few digs at Trump. But I don't know that that's it. I just think it's going to be apathy. People are just sick of hearing about it and they want a change in the White House. Of course, there's always this core who Republican till they die, but there's a lot of Republicans out there who are just sick of the party the way it is and they need a change. They know that a change is needed. And a retreat for the Republican Party is needed for them to get their stuff together again. Let's have a look. Queen of Cups, yeah. Gonna need medication, or Trump might need medication. That's on the outcome. That is my get the medication card. Anyway, my darlings, that is it for today. Thank you for joining me again. I'll get this put together and uploaded ASAP so you guys can see it, and it'll be interesting to see if anything I've said about Pence's speech comes off, whether there are some... He is going to go for the, the usual suspects and all that, but whether there are some sly, subtle digs at Trump or not, that'll be interesting to see. His commentary on some things from last night were pretty boring. So apparently he did some voiceover stuff for a couple of things. It was pretty boring. Anyway, I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.